Schroeder. I'm a resident of Lebanon County. I live in Anvil. And we were poised to submit a petition requesting the commissioners to require Williams Pipeline Company to hold an open public meeting in which all attendees can hear the questions and the responses, in lieu of the open house that was held at Anvil High School back in June. We have petitions with several hundred signatures.
Well, quite frankly, you have been asking for this for some time, and I did contact Williams, and I only got a response this morning before I came into the meeting that I got to check my email. So I can share the results of my inquiry.
Well, actually, I've been involved in conversations over the last several weeks with folks at Pipeline, so.
Are we in a position to require them to?
No.
No,
okay.
we are not.
That's the wrong terminology.
Okay, I just wanted, you're saying that we require them, and I just wanted to ask, are we in a position to require them to be at a meeting?
In anticipation.
Been in contact with the folks from Williams, and because Commissioner Litz and I deal with the Sunshine Law, obviously we haven't discussed that between us. So my three contacts were all by telephone, two to Mr. Carney, who had promised me a call back, and I didn't receive that, so I made a second call to him, and his answer was the same as Commissioner Litz reported. No, they were unwilling to do that. I indicated to him that, and I've been very open about this, I don't oppose the pipeline. My two concerns as a county commissioner are to make sure that the installation process and the post-installation, the operational process is as safest that it can possibly be. And my second primary interest is to make sure that property owners are not abused, that they're afforded courtesy and, you know, certainly any legal obligations that are due them, and that they are compensated fairly for their property. So those are my interests in being a county commissioner and representing the folks in the community. I also feel that folks like yourself that live here are entitled to answers to your legitimate questions, and for that purpose I sought to establish this meeting that I think both of you and several other folks from your organization expressed to me, and I felt that was a reasonable request. So I indicated to Mr. Carney that I didn't think it would be good press for them. They're concerned about the unfair questions and
Is there an unfair question?
I'm just trying to report on what information I received, Commissioner. They're concerned about unfair questions, untruths being presented at the meeting and so on, and I indicated to them that I thought this meeting would be certainly an opportunity, if they had their facts together and their information, would be a good opportunity to rebut those things that they felt were unfair or unfounded and perhaps untrue, and that I was willing to request that an open meeting for the folks in our county. He referred me to their attorney, Bob Schuster is his name, and I went through the whole explanation with him, and then I said that I felt it wouldn't be good press for them to say that the county commissioners requested a meeting, and I think we cannot require them. We have no legal standard to require them to have a meeting. But I'm certainly willing to request a meeting, and he in fact suggested that we send a letter of request from the commissioners. Not that necessarily they'll change their mind, but at least they would have a meeting and reconsider based on our letter. So I am prepared today to make a motion, and Jamie has a letter prepared that he...
I'll second it, but I'd like to have the petition accompany the letter.
Yeah.
That way it would show beyond us, it's the public interest. So that would be part of my motion.
Jamie, could you read the letter?
This is addressed to Cindy Ivy, Public Outreach, Williams Transcontinental Pipeline Company. On behalf of concerned citizens of Lebanon County, we, the Board of County Commissioners, are making a formal request for representatives of Williams Partners LP to conduct a public meeting within the County of Lebanon. We request that this meeting be held in order to afford the opportunity for our constituents to have input, express concerns, and for Williams to provide answers to common concerns about the proposed 176-mile pipeline affecting the areas of Union, East Hanover, North Anvil, South Anvil, and South Londonderry Townships. In addition to other locations, the County City Municipal Building maintains an auditorium where public meetings can be held on Monday evenings. Your response will be deeply appreciated.
To show that we're speaking with one voice, there's no harm in passing this resolution and submitting the letter or motion.
You have a motion. I didn't hear you have a resolution.
No, it is a
Okay.
motion. I
Okay.
apologize. Would you like to present the petitions at this time? How many signatures do you
I have
have?
about 150.
150, okay. You did get a response from Williams, so I'm sure Mike will share that with you. Okay.
Can I give some examples? First of all, we did have landowners coming out saying, I did not get any answers to my questions. But I can also give you a specific example which raises a concern for me. I had actually attended an open house in Tremont the evening before. I was told it was going to be 1,480 PSI. But at the next meeting, I was with a landowner who had really concerns about safety, and she was not getting the answers. She kept, asking how long will it take for response, and they were not giving an answer on that. And then she was told, she asked about the pressure, and they said it was 1,100 PSI. And I said, excuse me, but I thought it was 1,480. So he said, no, I think it's 1,100. Now, later on during the conversation, when they called over some other people, he did correct that. However, he did correct that to me and to the landowner.
But to what PSI?
To 1480, to the 1,480. He said, no, that is correct. But had I not known that from the night before, that information would not have been correct to that person. And this is why it's important for people to hear the answer, the correct answer, everybody hearing the right answer. Because that was misinformation. And one-on-one, we'd have no idea how often that may have happened. I don't think he did it on purpose. I think it was just an honest mistake, but nonetheless, there it was. It was something that was incorrect, that was given to a property owner. That's a concern.
The decentralized open house format affords the opportunity to give different responses to different individuals and for none of it to become part of the public record. In contrast, an open public meeting affords the opportunity for this to become a public event because this is a proposed project that affects the public at large. So for everyone to be able to hear the question and to be able to hear the responses in common seems to us to be a far more appropriate format.
I can understand that because a lot of those people that were there that night were not familiar with the project before they got here. They don't know Lebanon County. And so some of the answers they gave maybe would have been general and not specific to Lebanon County. Not, we'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll send a letter.